Okay, really, really proud of our team. I thought they showed some grit, some heart, some resiliency. Did not start fast, which we wanted to. I think really the storyline starts first and foremost with third down conversions. We pride ourselves in our identity of getting off the field on third down. We weren't able to do that. They were 11 out of 15. On the flip side, offensively, we started slow with the third downs. We were 0 for 4. Then after that, we were 11 out of 15 as well. So I thought Josh Dobbs provided a spark for us, but we made some uncharacteristic mistakes, late substitutions, 12 men in the huddle, some things like that put us behind a little bit. But also I thought along with the third down conversions, we lost contain on the quarterback. And again, Sims, you have to keep him and maintain him in the pocket, and we weren't able to do that. Cooper's an elite athlete. I think he showed it tonight. Again, great crowd, great environment. Thank you to Vol Nation. But we just got to keep chipping away, and we're getting closer and closer, not anywhere we need to be. But I was proud of our players, and I'll answer any questions you may have.
You talked about Josh giving you a spark. Can you just elaborate a little bit more on what he did? What did you like? What didn't you like basically?
Well, again, he adds another element in terms of the run game. So, we were able to run the game. And anytime you have a running quarterback, that poses another threat to the defense in terms of gaps. I thought we could have played with tempo a little bit, but there was times, we thought we used conditioning to a factor at times. But the one turnover he had, again, he's got to go down and square his shoulders. And you're playing against a very, very, very talented football team and a very good football team. And for Josh to come in and play the way he did, I thought he executed some throws down the stretch. The one slant on the goal line, obviously, where we had to kick a field goal. We need to get 7 points there. Marquez North ran a great slant versus press man. But again, I thought he was in command, and I thought Josh showed some very good poise.
With the red shirt now, the question for him, once Justin is back to game ready, how do you decide how much to use Josh?
Well, we'll continue to compete like we do. And, it was just kind of the flow of the game with leaving him in, and we felt we needed to run the quarterback a little bit more, and that's why we stayed with him. But we'll continue to rep Nate and him, and then, there's no timetable on Justin right now, so we'll kind of be a wait-and-see mode.
We stick with Josh as your starter moving forward?
We'll continue to compete this week, and whoever has a great week of practice.
At what point in the week did you know that you were going to have to go with those two and that Justin wasn't going to be an option?
Friday, we tried to get Justin ready, but he wasn't anywhere ready. And so we had a couple game plans in place. I thought our offensive staff did a very good job in terms of the game planning and the preparation. And again, I thought our kids played exceptionally hard. And, we had a chance, some opportunities, but we came up a little bit short. But, again, when you play a talented football team like Alabama, every mistake you make is magnified because of their elite athletes. And so, again, losing contain, third down conversions, all those things, come back to haunt you.
With Cooper, is it disappointing that you let their best guy have the night that he had?
Now, everyone's had that. He's a good player. He should be up there in the Heisman Trophy. So if you've watched them play, you would see that.
Is he hard to guard because they move him around so much? Does that make sense?
Yeah, they do a great job schematically in terms of moving him around so you can't match up personnel, and they do different things with him. But he's run after the catch, can make every catch. Again, he's an elite player, very deserving to be spoken about in the Heisman Trophy race, and I have a lot of respect for him as a competitor.
Is that kind of what happened on the first play? Did he just kind of get lost in formation?
I'm sorry?
On the first play, the first touchdown, the 80-yarder, did he just kind of get lost in the formation?
Well, actually, they ran a late substitution in, and this is a matching personnel game, and we felt play should have been held up a little bit, but it didn't work in that. And so what happened was the nickel, based on where they aligned, was on the other side of the field. And so that's what happened.
What do you think your offensive line is like?
Well, I tell you what, being down two offensive linemen, and I'll have to watch the video more, but I thought we came off the ball. We were able to establish a run game. I thought Jalen Hurd ran exceptionally hard. Again, a spark with Josh running the ball as well. But, having the depth that we all know about in being down two offensive linemen, I thought we did some good things, some great building blocks and moving forward for the rest of the season.
What would you learn about your team when it's 27-0 and it looks like it's going to get completely away from you? What did you learn about the way they responded?
Well, they responded the way I would anticipate that they would respond. Resilient, tough-minded, and keep playing. They've done that all year. And these are young men that are giving everything that they have each and every day in their preparation, in their week of practice, and then today as well, they laid it on the line. And we're, still learning how to win, and people don't want to hear that, but it is a process. But I'm really proud of them. And they hurt, and they understand. And, we lose the game, and Kurt Maggitt gets the defense up in the locker room and talks about third down conversions. They're starting to think like we think. They're starting to say the same things that we say. And that's the building, that's the making of a football program, is that everyone is all aligned. And I'm starting to see that happen. I'm starting the players take over each other for accountability and a standard and an expectation. And I didn't have to say anything. They beat me to that, and that's great progress.
Did Dobbs have a good week of practice, and did he maybe even play better than he practiced?
He had a very good week of practice, and so did Nate. And I thought we had a very good week of practice. I thought our players were locked in. I thought it was a physical week of preparation. But again, we had the confidence in both individuals because of their week of preparation. And that's what happens is you build a game plan, and you build trust and confidence in your game plan by the way you execute throughout the course of the week. And they did some things in practice to build confidence in the game plan.
Coaches, the good news about Dobbs, not only does he give your offense more options, but it makes the defense think about more things to open up things for you guys?
Well, it does. It adds a whole nother element, a whole nother dimension offensively. And now, you have Jalen Hurd in the backfield, Josh Malone, our tight ends. Now, they just can't pin their ears back and come after you because of being able to run the quarterback, move the pocket, do some different things.
Coach, you've talked about experience is important, but getting better is even more important. How does Dobbs build off of what he did tonight?
Well, that's a great point, and we have to continue to build. And he needs to be better next week if he's our quarterback. And again, it's all learning now. He has the live game opportunities now this year, and I think that the live opportunities he had last year proved to be very beneficial. I thought he was poised. I thought he was very calm and collective. But again, he has to continue to build on his mistakes and continue to rectify them, improve, which he will.
But you really asked this without having seen the film yet, but individually, who do you like on that offensive line, and do you like that five?
Yeah, it's really hard to comment right now. I just know that, we had some long runs which have been non-existent a few weeks, which is great with Marlon's run. Jalen had a couple, but it's really too early until I look at the video.
How important is it for those guys to have, even though they lost the game, to have the offense to have some success and kind of maybe get back to where you were early? I know you said their confidence hadn't been shaken, but it has been obviously a rough 2 or 3 weeks in terms of offensively.
Absolutely. And you can talk about confidence all you want, but how do you really develop confidence? Through your week of preparation and by having success. And so, again, we have to springboard the success that we had and continue to grow from it. Again, we talk about red zone opportunities. We still need to score touchdowns as opposed to kick field goals. It's a game of inches. I felt they kicked the field goal at the end of the first half. I felt we needed some positive momentum moving forward of going into the locker room. And Aaron Medley continued to kick well in some pressure situations for us. But I do believe some confidence was born tonight.
Why do you think Alabama was so successful on third down?
players making plays. We lost contain of Sims a number of times where he scrambled, kept plays alive with his feet, and we didn't do a good job of containing. And I give them credit. They got some very, very good football players. They're the reason why they're a top 5 football team. And so I have a tremendous amount of respect for them. But again, it's a great lesson of containing the quarterback, game of inches, and they made plays. And they have good players, and they made some plays.
Coach, talking about confidence, how big was that touchdown pass for Josh Malone for his first career?
Well, we've been waiting for it to happen, and it came in a critical situation on 3rd and goal, and I thought he adjusted to the ball well. And, Josh, again, is one of those freshmen who just continues to work. We had a flu bug hit our football team this week. So Jalen missed 2 days of practice. Josh missed 2 days of practice. It hit our running back core. So there was days we had one healthy running back at practice throughout the course of the week. And our players did a great job of making themselves, getting themselves ready. Jason McVay did a great job. But, to tell you about the growth and maturation of this football team. So, as a coach, you worry about everything. So we had an entire running back group hit by the flu. We had Josh Malone hit by the flu. And Josh had dropped 10 pounds throughout the course of the week. So Thursday night, I'm at my son's football game, and my phone's going off, and it's our players texting me pictures of their plate at training table. And again, that may seem trivial, but again, the care factor, the growth and maturity of this football team, I like this set of kids. I thought we had some anxiety starting the game. Again, those are all learning, teaching opportunities as we continue to move forward.
Butch, is this the healthiest Marlon Lane's been in a while? And also, even though Jalen was sick, he didn't look as banged up maybe these last couple weeks?
Yeah. First of all, this is the healthiest Marlon has been, and he's still not 100% healthy. So to have him back on the field was great to see. Jalen continues to get better and better. Again, it was more the flu bug this week than the previous injuries. But, Jalen is Jalen. We're on the bus over to the Anderson Training Center today for a walkthrough, and I go sit with him on the bus. And I'm like, we got to go, man. Let's go. And he looks at me and he says, just give me the ball, coach. And then goes back to sleep on his ride over. Again, that's the poise. That's the confidence that he has.
AJ getting in your ear about finally getting a chance on offense pay off.
Well, we got stopped short there. But again, it's trying to do anything and everything to win a football game. And our coaches are working around the clock with the game plans. And so, again, it's just trying to get the ball in the hands of our playmakers. And just, AJ brings a whole nother element of toughness, the want to. But, again, it's just trying to find every creative way to win the football game. And I still love you, by the way, just so you know that.
Obviously, injuries are a part of football, but for Justin and for Worley, that again, maybe another late in the season, kind of a long kind of spell, a long time away. How's he handling this? Kind of where's his frustration level?
He's disappointed. Anytime you're a competitor and you've worked as hard as Justin has worked, anytime you don't get an opportunity to compete, it hurts you. And he's hurting right now, and we'll see. I don't know, the long-range forecast. We'll know a little bit more in the next couple of days of moving forward. But I know he's disappointed because he's put so much effort and energy into his senior year.
I was going to say, what is his injury? I know it's a shoulder.
It's a shoulder, and that's all I'm going to comment on. I'll know a little bit more probably tomorrow and into Monday of exactly the long-term status of him, but it's a shoulder. He could throw the ball a little bit, but when we tested him on Friday, he didn't have the zip and velocity that you would need to play at this level. Thank you.